Hey gang, welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. Today's video is not going to be about a Mustang or a truck or a car specifically, but it's all car related. A few weeks ago I was contacted by a company and given the opportunity to test out a new piece of equipment that's coming out on the market. It is a Hulkman jump starter. I thought, why not? I'll give it a shot and we'll take a look at it and see what it can do. Now the Hulkman is a small lithium powered battery jump starter for vehicles. Some of the details state that with this product you can start a car that has a completely dead battery in 30 seconds. So we're going to test that and see how that works. It also has a preheating type of feature to it, to where it can jump start a vehicle in negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit apparently. It also has 65 watt high-speed charging, a 3.3 inch digital screen where you can see how much power you have and stuff like that. It's high capacity with 20,000 milliamp charging for secondary devices like your phone or your laptop and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that as well. It says the battery life is up to 18 months. Now I'm assuming that means it'll hold a charge for 18 months. There's no way I'm going to be able to demonstrate that. I just have to take their word for it. Apparently you can start up to an 8.5 liter gas engine or a 6 liter diesel engine. And according to them, their website will launch in April. This is available on Amazon, but I want to show you this product and we're going to do some testing to see what it can do. So this is what I received. Now I'm sure this box is much bigger than the product inside, but I'm going to open it up and we're going to look at it. That worked out. Look at that. Hulkman 85S. Now I'm sure there's a difference between the S. I don't know, over here it says speed charge. So I don't know if that's exactly what that means or not. It shows you the steps to jump start your car. Simple looking process. Some more information, 8.5 liter diesel, or 8.5 liter gas, 6 liter diesel, SC speed charge, 65 watt, LED flashlight, that's a plus, 2000 amp peak current, and 20,000 milliamp ultra large battery capacity. Okay, let's open this up. Aha. Pretty nice packaging. Oh wow. Look at that. Huh. Hit the road. Let's see what's underneath. You are here. Oh, okay. So there appears to be, well, look at that, a great big sticker sheet. Gotta love that. I'll have to go over some of these instructions before I really get into it. Looks like it's in a variety of languages. So there's, I don't know what that says. You tell me, Dutch, Deutsch, German? Okay. Let me set that aside. Set that aside. And we have the lead with the clamps to go on your battery. Oh, look at that. Okay, so they had that clamped in there. I didn't even notice that. Apparently they had it clamped onto that to keep them together. Probably a good idea. So, and also the charging device. Looks like another adapter here, so you have a USB. You can charge it off of your laptop or another standard issue USB connector. And looks like a 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter. Okay, that's cool. All right. There we go. Oh, it's got a screen protector on it. Got a little tab there you can grab onto and pull that screen off if you want. I'm going to leave it on for now. On the back, gives you instructions how to use it, connect, ready, and then start your car. Okay. Let me see how this works. Oh, there we go. Flashlight. Ah, different price. Whoa, cool. Well, that's cool. So it looks like you have a, let's say, a low beam type of light, a brighter light. Of course, you're flashing, warning, you know, if you're on the road somewhere, you want to let somebody know. That, I think that's SOS. So, like, let's say you want to signal an airplane, right? That would be cool. And then red. So that would come in handy, like if you were put it on top of your car, if you were working on, you had it broke down, you know, your car was broken down or something like that, you could put that on top. So that's cool. And the other button, let's see what that does. Wow, look at that. That's a big display. 74% charged. So I'm going to assume, let me turn it to, okay, that turns it off. I'm going to assume that before I do anything, I'm going to need to charge this up. So let's see. And you can see I'm going into this blind. I haven't looked at this at all. I cut this open, and I'm just seeing what's going on right now before I even look at the instructions. Okay, so this is the end. Looks like where you, okay, that's where you attach your 12-volt connection for your jumper. So it's got a nice little cover there. And, okay. So it has USB type, or USB, DC, and Type C. Let's see how that opens up. So there's your charging, and there's your other ports that you can connect to. Now I can only say, again, I'm just opening this up, that you should be able to I would assume, it says in out. So the first one says the USB-C, or Type C, says in out. So I'm assuming you can charge like that. The second one, USB, is an output, and then out 12 volt DC. Okay, so that's also where you connect the cigarette lighter, you know. So let me look at some instructions, make sure I don't mess anything up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so as I said, I think I said it correctly, this USB port, USB-C, Type C, is where you connect your power cord to charge it. So that plugs in there. And then, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to use an extension cord right here and see what happens. Okay, so it came on by itself. At least the indicator came on by itself. And you can see it's showing that it's charging. So I'm going to let this charge up, and then we're going to do some tests. Just an observation, the time, 4:17. We'll see how long it takes to get 100%. 100% time is 4:31. What did I say, 4:17? 14 minutes, fully charged. And that was, I think it's 74 when I started, so good to go. Now we're going to do some testing on it to see what it can do. Okay, I know you recognize this truck. This is Franken truck. This is my 68 GMC that's on a 2006 Chevy 2500 HD chassis. So it has a 6-liter gas engine in it. And I'll be honest with you, I have not driven this truck in several months. And it looks crusty because of that, but you know, it's a patina truck. So, if you've seen the other videos on this truck, you know what I went through to build this. I'm still not done with the dash. That's an ongoing situation. So let me just put the key in and turn the key. Turn the key. Absolutely nothing. I mean, this thing is dead as can be. So I'm going to hook up the Hulkman, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so here we go. Take that cap off the end there. Take out that plug. Now I could suggest that I don't know, if you need to really protect that end or not, I can't say, but you might lose that little cap. So, I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to connect it. Keep all this within sight so you can see what's going on. Alright, so it's connected. Okay, so this it now started flashing a little 2. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to turn this on. Wait. Okay, it's got a little warning symbol there. I don't know what that means, but I know it's supposed to be 30 seconds. And it may be that this battery is bad to start with, but I'm just going to turn the key and see what happens. So hold on, because I know it's supposed to go about like 30 seconds. I don't know if we're at 30 seconds or not. I may have to look that up, see what that 2 is. But I'm going to try it. Okay, I got nothing. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go look that up. Okay, I went and looked up got the instruction book, and it says number 2, it says car equipment or battery is dead. Press power and LED button simultaneously for 2 to 3 seconds to start forced output and start equipment. So let me set this aside. And I guess let me just push them both together. There it goes. 100% says ready. Now let's see what happens. See what happens. Okay. That's impressive. That's impressive. I moved it and it disconnected the battery. That's my fault. So it was running off of this battery. Let me try that again. There it went. Ready? Down to 89%. I don't know if you can see that or not. But obviously, it looks like it's running off of the Hulkman because, yep, I've got issues going on with something else. I know the battery is giving me problems, but hey, it started it. That's pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this is the 2004 Honda Civic that I've talked about rebuilding. You know, the front end's wrecked. And this car, I know the battery does not work, or it's dead. So let me just show you the batteries here. This is all busted up, you know. There's the battery. Obviously the front end smashed. So I'm gonna put the key in. We'll see what happens, which I already know it's dead. So, okay, nothing there. So now, I'm gonna take the Hulkman. See if that does anything initially. No lights came on, nothing here. So I hit the power button. Okay, it says 85%, and it's connected. I'm just gonna see what happens. Okay, again, the battery I know is junk. So I'm going to hit that forced. Here it comes up. It says green, says ready. So, got the key beeping. It may be. It says it's ready. Give me a second here. Make sure my contacts are good. Same thing, bad battery. I'm going to force it one more time. Well, it started the little Honda. That's a good sign. I'm going to see what happens if I disconnect it. Which I suspected that it would be fine because I know the charging system in the Honda is working. I'm going to turn this off and go from there. Okay, so I was going to do a test, and I wanted to try this old air compressor unit that I carried around in my truck, and I realized that the switch broke up here. A little toggle switch broke. However, I'm still gonna, I think I can make it work. So let me show you this one. Well, this is the 12 volt plug-in, right? Let me show you this. There's no power on this at all. This thing's, again, dead. So I'm gonna be creative. This adapter, you know, this is 12 volt to 12 volt cigarette style plug-in. So I'm going to plug that into that into the compressor. And because I'm creative, right, and I'm trying to, you know, if I was out on the road somewhere and I had to have this working, I would figure out how to make it come on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump it. I'm going to use power from the Hulkman. You can see now I have a green light. So there's a green light right there. So, because I understand, you know, how the switches work, I'm going to use a piece of wire and jump it. So let's do this. If I had to, I could air up my truck tire. Unfortunately, this switch broke, so I may have to take this apart and come up with my own switch. But if I had to, I could take a piece of wire and jump that across and put some air in my tires. Hey, you do what you have to do. I could do it if I had that with me. At least short term. Okay, so I've demonstrated the 12 volt adapter. One thing I do want to check, you know, I use this little Osmo camera, and it has the USB-C type of connector on it, and I have this generic extension charging cable. So what I want to do is plug that in to the regular USB port. I'll turn on the Hulkman and plug this in and see what happens. Now if it's working, there it is. Okay, so there's a little blinking green light right there, and that tells me that it's charging up my DJI. So that appears to work fine. It does come with its own little USB-C end cable, and you know, the standard USB style. I guess those are the correct terms. Forgive me if I've said something incorrectly, but I think it's going to work fine. You know. Now let me unplug that. Overall, as I look at this thing, I mean, this is a pretty rugged case. You know, it's like a really, it's not super hard. That's kind of rubberized. I can just dig into it a little bit. I don't know how protected, you know, these light lenses would be, but I mean, I don't see why this wouldn't hold up to some abuse. You know, not that I plan to. Okay, so like I said, This was sent to me to test out, and I think I accomplished that. You know, showing it on the old GMC truck with a 6-liter. Obviously, I had some issues. I know the battery is bad. Maybe I have some charging issues. I don't know. But it started it. It started the little Honda. No issues there. You know, I did have to do the force start thing, but that is built into this, I suppose, to protect it in some way. So that worked. I demonstrated the 12-volt connection. I demonstrated the USB. I also got creative with my little air compressor, stuff like that. Now, let me tell you about a scenario that I ran into recently that this would have helped me tremendously. As I've said before, I've been driving for Uber. So I drive in the evenings or at night, typically from 7 o'clock to maybe 10 o'clock. I try to do 3, maybe 4 hours. What I do is I drive to a location and I will sit there and wait for what we call pings. You know, they give you a notice saying, hey, there's a delivery available. And it's up to me to accept that delivery or whatever. Well, if I don't have a lot of pings or a lot of responses, typically what I'll do is I'll find a place to park where I'm relative to restaurants, you know, and I'll shut the car off. I'll leave the key in the on position because in like Hondas and stuff, I have to be able to have the key on so that I can charge my phone. And I'll listen to the radio, I'll play games on my phone, and just relax and wait until I get a notice. Well, the other night I was out doing that, and I parked, and I was distracted. I did not turn off. Normally I turn my headlights off and have the parking lights on just to let people know that I'm in that area, but I left my headlights on, and I sat there for quite some time before I realized that I had my headlights on. Because unless you open your door or something and get a bell notification, a ding ding, you know, you're not going to pay much attention to it. So anyway, I ended up killing the battery in that little Honda Fit that I've been driving. And now I was panicking because I wanted to do deliveries. I couldn't start the car. If I had this with me, I could have started that car up in no time. My little Honda would fire right up. Thankfully, I wandered around looking for people that had jumper cables, and nobody had jumper cables. And I was out and about for probably 10 minutes, and next thing I know, I went, you know what? Sometimes a battery will refresh itself, you know, if you let it sit for a certain period of time. I went back to the car, and luckily, I hit the key, and it started. However, I would not have had to sit around and wait, you know, been concerned with not having jumper cables or having to call my wife and say, hey, come get me. So this is going to go in my little Honda and ride around with me whenever I go places. So it never hurts to have a backup. Now again, this was sent to me. I did not request this, you know, necessarily. I didn't order this. It was sent to me. But from what I can see, I like it. So if you're interested, there are links in the description below. If you're not, that's fine too. I'm just letting you know what's out there. And I may have stated it before, but apparently their website will be open in April. I don't have a link to that, but if you're interested, check it out. So that'll be the end of this video. I hope you found some useful information about this product. If nothing else, I hope you were entertained by me experimenting and trying to learn as I go. But like I said, I like it. So that's going to be it. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.